least I got you.
The mob boss knew some fighting skills, but under Scorpion's pressure, he kept losing ground. In the end, Scorpion kicked him flying, and the man was instantly impaled through the heart by a steel pipe. Meanwhile, the sheriff ran into a female assassin in the hallway. Her attacks were fierce. One kick sent the sheriff onto the rooftop. She then rushed forward, engaging the sheriff in close combat, but the sheriff sidestepped and pushed her off the building. With that, all threats seemed to be eliminated. The sheriff found the unconscious female officer in the corridor. The three of them sat together at the police station entrance, waiting for backup to arrive. At that moment, Scorpion suddenly pulled a fake tooth from his mouth. Inside was a hidden microchip. It turned out he had been an undercover agent for the FBI all along, living among the mob boss to gather evidence. The chip contained the mob boss' entire criminal record. This was why the mob boss would stop at nothing to get rid of Scorpion. But then, the unexpected happened. The female officer suddenly shot Scorpion, grabbed the chip from the ground, and fled the scene. The truth came out. She was actually the mole the mob had planted in the police station. The sheriff gave chase, but fell into the female officer's ambush. The two fought hand to hand. It did not take long before the female officer was overpowered and taken away for questioning. Soon after, the coroner asked the sheriff to identify Scorpion's body. Although the man wore Scorpion's clothes, it was obvious he was not Scorpion at all. Yet the sheriff chose not to expose the truth.
Fuck's your problem, huh?
Ain't got no problem. Just clean your car for free.
The man quickly fought back and knocked everyone to the ground.
Good next, bitch.
Then he slowly walked up to the crime boss just 2 days ago. The man was still a librarian because he was quiet and weak. He wanted to change himself every day after work. He passed by John's gym. He wanted to be John's student, but he had no courage, so he always turned away. But not long after leaving, he was suddenly chased by a gang of thugs. They beat Coben to the ground and kept insulting him. Coben tried to fight back, but because they outnumbered him, he was soon pinned down. One man pulled out a knife trying to stab Coben. The desire to survive gave him strength to break free, and he ran for his life. He rushed into John's gym, and the thugs did not dare to step forward. John's students slowly walked up, staring at the gang. The thugs still looked restless, but the next second, John stepped out of the shadows without saying a word. The thugs were so scared they ran away instantly. This made Coben more determined to become John's student. Every day, he trained hard under John's guidance, but because of his weak nature, he was still bullied by his peers.
You gonna let him talk about your mama like that? Punch his ass in the face.
He listened to John's words and fought back, catching his peers off guard. At that moment, the beast inside him was fully unleashed. He cut off his long hair, then he hunted down the people who used to bully him and struck back with what he learned after dealing with them.
I came here to thank you. I want to thank you for turning me into the beast that I am today. Happy birthday to me.
Everybody down! On the ground! Now! Get the hell down! Hands right to seal!
The robbers burst into the store and started the heist. Everyone else panicked and quickly complied. But the robbers noticed John acting completely calm. He was just picking out some liquor like nothing was happening.
Death?
The robbers were stunned and cautiously approached him. Even when they warned him, John did not react at all. An impatient robber pressed the gun against John's body. John turned and calmly pointed out that his gun handling was unprofessional. He put the bottle back on the shelf, then grabbed the gun from the robber and held it against his chest. The robber struggled desperately, but it was useless. John saw his frustration. He put the gun in his own mouth, signaling the robber to fire. The robber was shocked by what he saw and froze.
Shoot him!
John thought this still was not enough.
I know, you're right. First thing I do, severed brainstem and shit your pants. 2 glasses.
He pressed the gun against his own head, urging the robber to chamber and shoot, but the robber completely chickened out. John's patience ran out. He punched the robber and knocked him to the ground.
You either shoot me or stop wasting my time.
The robber's partner tried to ambush him, but John quickly grabbed him and held a knife to his neck. John then remembered his past experience. He dropped the knife and subdued the man. He froze for a few seconds, then remembered he had not grabbed the liquor. He took back the money stolen by the robbers and slowly walked to the counter. The store owner was shocked by what just happened and hurried to restock the liquor. John threw the stolen money directly on the counter.
You son of a bitch, you're lucky I don't kick your ass right here in this bathroom.
First strike, first out, call your poor mothers.
Whoa, what did you say?
The man named Coburn a few days ago, he was still a librarian. After being bullied, he ran to John's gym wanting to change himself. He asked John to be his teacher. He trained hard every day, and the beast inside him was awakened. He finally took revenge on those who bullied him. He could not wait to tell his master John the news. But John was not happy. He was nervous because he was an ex-convict. He did not want any more trouble, so he cut ties with Coburn. Just the day before, 2 cops came to John's gym demanding he shut it down. Losing his master made Coburn very upset.
Fuck you, Keith! Fuck you! Fuck!
They fucking cheered, not me. They fucking cheered.
On John's way home, several police cars blocked him and forced a search of his RV. Without evidence, they put him in cuffs. Soon they found a gun inside the RV. And by law, John faced 5 years in prison. John knew he was framed, but the police would not listen.
I ain't got to plant no gun to get rid of your black ass. I lost your manners, boy. Hold his ass.
Furious and desperate, John fought back and took down all the cops. But he could not escape. Capture his student quickly found a lawyer to defend him. The investigation showed only Coburn's fingerprints on the gun, proving John was framed. But the fight competition was about to begin, and they had to go join it. In the restroom, Coburn ran into his old friend Tim. But he was no longer the weak Coburn who got bullied. He beat Tim badly. Then he mocked him, dropped a cruel line, and walked away. You have never seen a way to drink like this. Every morning, the man puts a bullet in his glass. Then he fills the glass with strong liquor and downs it in one gulp. This is his daily morning ritual. Then he takes out his revolver, loads the bullet from his mouth into the chamber, and gambles with his life. He slowly places the gun under his chin, his expression tense. He pulls the trigger. The man is named John. He used to be an elite soldier in the Special Forces. On one mission, all his teammates were killed in action. After that, he chose to leave the military, but every day was still a torment. Life had lost all meaning for him. The only thing he cared about was his newly adult sister. John trains intensely every day, forcing himself not to think about the painful past. But 2 days ago, his sister was badly injured while traveling. When John learned the news, he rushed out that night to investigate. He found his sister unconscious in the hospital. Rage exploded inside him. The police told him what happened. Then John followed them to the place where she had been discovered. But there were no cameras and no clues, and the local youths seemed to be hiding something. With no leads, John returned to the hospital to check on his sister. He opened the door and saw a nurse putting something into her medication. John did not pay it much attention. The nurse saw him, quickly greeted him, and left. But just as John sat down, he saw his sister start convulsing violently.
I got one question. Fuck you. I answer on the ring. Come on. What's going on here?
Walker tried to provoke his opponent Caesar, but was stopped by his manager. The manager warned Walker not to play any tricks, or he would be beaten back to his true self. Walker held back his anger because he knew they had set up his friend Brody, and he wanted revenge for him. Just a few days earlier, Brody had invited Walker to be his personal assistant to help him prepare for the fight, because his opponent Caesar was a terrifying and powerful fighter. But they had carefully plotted a scheme to push the more popular Walker into the spotlight. So they had someone break Brody's leg during training, making him unable to compete. After that, they sent Walker a huge contract asking him to replace Brody in the fight. This time, Walker did not refuse because he wanted to make them pay in his own way, to destroy their plan. Walker decided to completely defeat Brody before the match. Then he kicked open the door and mocked Brody, which successfully enraged him. Brody could no longer control his fury and broke free, launching an attack on Walker. But the weight difference was too big, and Walker's strikes could not do much damage to Brody. Brody seized the chance, lifted Walker, and slammed him down hard before attacking him. To turn the tide, Walker grabbed his arm and tried to lock in an armbar, but Brody's strength was far beyond his expectation. He broke free and threw Walker away. Then Brody charged at Walker with full force, slamming him to the ground. Brody showed no signs of stopping and even took off his protective gear. At that moment, with everyone cheering, Walker stood up again and began his counterattack. Bones' first fight ended in just a few seconds. Pinball was almost jumping out of his seat, seeing how strong Bones was. After witnessing Bones' terrifying power, he immediately set up a second match. This time, he bet $5,000 under the name of a new fighter. Baldy heard the news and agreed right away and picked the best fighter here to compete. When the fight started, Bones did not rush to attack. When the man showed a weakness, he landed a clean punch and knocked him down. Pinball saw the result and shouted excitedly, "Even if they sent two, they are no match for Bones." Baldy took it seriously and sent two fighters into the ring. As Pinball said, even together, they could not beat Bones. At that moment, Baldy started acting shady. He hid the money in his pants and taunted Bones. He even called all his men to come and teach him a lesson. Bones stayed calm and walked straight forward. He knocked all the thugs down cleanly and quickly. After taking care of everyone, Bones grabbed the money Baldy had hidden in his pants. After this fight, he went from an unknown nobody to a big name in the fighting world. They also made a lot of money and got a chance to challenge Hammer. This was why Bones came here after getting out of prison. He wanted to get close to James, defeat Hammer, and get his revenge.